But once I started moving, it built momentum, and now I feel like I'm running. This is episode 2 of my journey. Try and build in public, step outside my comfort zone, become the person I want to be, a better husband, a better dad. So I started this journey like a month ago. One small step, just taken from a piece of advice. I had no master plan, just a tank full of no's, letdowns, and momentum. So like, if you remember back from my last video, this is really just about building in public, starting from scratch. And I'm doing this really just to give myself something to look back on as motivation. And hopefully one day when I reach that destination, wherever it is, I'll be able to look back at these videos and kind of laugh a little bit, I guess. My first step was clarity. Just to create a life change action plan, to start removing things from my life that were just consuming time and not really give me any benefit. I was committed to that change every single day. I started out by writing a plan. That plan involved reading for 30 minutes every day. And I hate reading, I really do. It was difficult at first, like the first week, just trying to do that, it was rough. But after a week, it started to get easier. And after a couple of weeks, I was looking forward to it. And within maybe 3 weeks, I was actually trying to go to bed earlier so I could wake up and read. Reading, I set it so that it was the first thing that I did every morning for 30 minutes to an hour before I did anything else. And I just looked forward to it. I read 6 books in 4 weeks, which is more than I've read in my entire life, to be honest. I feel like some of the things I've been learning, I should have learned a long time ago. You're playing around with a lot of AI, or building on top of the AI knowledge I guess I have. Learning about macro and microeconomics, that's been another part of it. Some of the reading's been really interesting. I read Atomic Habits, I read The Art of Learning. I wrote a lot on LinkedIn. One of my things was to post every day on LinkedIn and started building up a following. But really to connect with people that I haven't spoken to a long time. I used to have so many friends, so many people that I just spent time with or talked to regularly. And I stopped doing that over the years. I lost track of it. I really wasn't good about posting on social media. I started playing ice hockey 3 years ago. And my wife said to me, most of your friends probably don't even know that you play. And she was right. I posted a picture on Facebook on my personal profile. I had so many people reach out to me and just say, hey, when do you stop playing hockey? It really kind of hit me that it was 3 years ago and nobody knew. So part of this is just, reconnecting with people, and, I'm looking for help and advice along the way. One of the things I've always done is kind of struggle through things and found my own way. I've learned things myself, and it had its benefits. I learned a lot the hard way and really understood concepts because I had to just figure it out. Where hindsight, it would have been so much easier just to ask for help or to have a mentor that could kind of just guide me in the right direction or show me the right way to do things. So that's one of the other things in my plan, is to find a mentor. I've met with a whole bunch of different people, from tech mentors to life coaches, business advisors, and I'm working on finalizing that. Still a work in progress. But I hope to have somebody soon. I've been investing in really kind of my core strengths, which are leadership, full stack engineering, AI, communication, hockey, family. This process really taught me more than I expected. I didn't really expect to get a lot out of this. I read a great quote the other day, or I heard it actually in a lecture from a professor at Stanford. And he's saying, don't write a story about what you did. Write a story and then make it happen. And that really kind of resonated, because it reminded me of exactly what I've been through just in the last month. I kind of wrote down this plan, and then I made it happen. Just showed up every day. Just doing like that 1%, compounding it. I've just felt like I've been present for them, and at the same time, being able to keep up with everything I'm doing in my job and doing all this additional stuff in the rest of my spare time. It makes me feel like when I was in college again, I was doing like way more stuff than I do now, and I often look back and wondered how I fit it all in. But like recently, I feel like that again, which has been great. So reading's gone great, meeting people's gone great. I've been consistent every single day, posting on LinkedIn, writing one long form article every single week. That's probably had my biggest engagement, the biggest feedback from people. People seem to really enjoy those articles that I've written. I actually wrote a white paper. That was something I've been meaning to do for a long time. And I haven't published that yet. I've distributed it to a few close colleagues for feedback, and I'm in the process of reworking it. So one of my other goals over the last month was to set one meeting per week with an interesting person, just to try and build communication, build relationships, and that went really well. So my goal was 4 in the last month. I think I had about 10 meetings in total. At first I was just kind of taking any meeting that would come, just for the opportunity to talk with someone. Then I started to get some really interesting people reach out to me from the industry. Had a couple of investors that I spoke with, which was really interesting. I wasn't pitching them anything, which was kind of unique, I think, to sit in front of an investor and not really try and pitch them. And just to be honest with them, I think it was kind of a culture shock for them to have somebody talking to them that didn't really know where they want to go and wasn't necessarily pitching them. But I did that in order to build relationships. The opportunities came up, and I thought, why not? Why not take this chance to set some groundwork and build a foundation there? So I did that, and I discussed some of the things that I'm working on, and they went over really well. But I guess probably one of my main goals out of those meetings was to try and figure out what problems are out there, what needs to be solved. A lot of people start, and especially with AI now, you see it everywhere. People are looking at AI and they're like, what problem can I solve with AI? Whereas really, you need to be looking at that the other way around. What problems are out there and what can I do to solve them? And maybe AI is part of that solution, maybe it's not. But don't start with AI first and then try and find a problem for it. Start with the problem, something that can really help people, and then try and find a solution, whether it involves AI or not. Over the last month, I've logged maybe like 40 different business ideas. Just gone back through old journals where I've written things down and kind of stashed them for later. Really just trying to see what has some viability to it, if there's a market for it there now. If I'm too late. A lot of these things I could have done 10 years ago, I would have been extremely successful. But I just waited too long. Other people have done them. So, that is what it is. Those, again, struck off the list. And then came along something that really pushed me. I hate being on camera, but I had this idea for a way to help people and to share the knowledge that's been shared with me and to be able to give back to the community. And I really pushed myself to do it. I just started recording every day, and I hated the way I looked on camera. I hated the way I sounded, but I've been working on my speech. I've been using this AI app to improve my speech and do speech coaching every day. And I just started doing it, and after a while it just became something that I wasn't afraid of anymore. And so many other people reached out after reading my articles on LinkedIn and just telling me how much they enjoyed reading and the things I had to say. And it really made me miss coaching and helping people. And I've been fortunate to have a really great team in my current role, and I've really helped them to progress in their careers. But I feel like I could be doing that for so many more people. And I saw this huge gap. And so that's kind of what led me to
this idea, and it's called Translate Tech. It's essentially about bridging a communication gap between tech teams and non-technical stakeholders, both business leaders and maybe like non-technical project managers. And I'm going to do this through kind of short form video, and hopefully help teach people some lessons that I wish somebody could have taught me 10 years ago that, I had to figure out the hard way.
It's going to be essentially a way of helping technical teams, developers, software engineers, communicate more effectively with business leaders and non-technical stakeholders, such as project managers. There's just nobody out there teaching this stuff. And in the day of AI now, and people are saying that AI is going to take jobs, and my personal belief is that it's going to reduce the team sizes rather than take over roles entirely. But soft skills are going to be what differentiates us from AI, improving our communication. And at the end of the day, communication with AI is still communication. If you're writing prompts, it's no different. The AI is only as good as the prompts that you give it.
So it's kind of really exciting. I have something now that I'm passionate about, and I'm gonna launch. It's only one of 3 ideas that I have right now. I mean, I actually have a lot of ideas, but 3 things that I've kind of really dug deep into over the last month. I'm still exploring other stuff, and I think there's still a big gap in the logistics space where I have a lot of experience. But for right now, I'm going to be bringing back one of the AI models that I built for a scheduling algorithm. Actually, I built that in 2009, really kind of got deep into it in 2017. And then kind of paused for some other reasons, which maybe I'll share later. But, essentially, I kind of dove deep into building ERP systems. And that kind of put a squash on my dreams of launching my own AI product. And it was probably a little before its time, to be honest. The market really wasn't there. Most people didn't even know what AI was at the time. And now kind of the market's perfect for it. I won't be the first to market anymore, but I still believe my product's better, and I've been using it every day for 15 years. So I know it's good, and I know it works. I couldn't live my life without it. So that's one of the other things. And then a couple of other new ideas that I've had, which I'm not going to say yet, but I think there's some real potential in those too. So what's next? I plan to launch Translate Tech within the next couple of weeks. Continue building my next. I'm working on visuals, branding for Translate Tech. Working on some logo drafts still that I need to build and move forward with that and get the final polished videos ready for launch. I'm working on a new AI idea I had called GB3, which essentially allows you to branch conversations from within GPTs like ChatGPT. So if you think of somebody maybe like writing a story, they might ask the ChatGPT to plan out the chapters of their story, right? And then they want to work on the first chapter, and it kind of muddies up that conversation and makes it difficult to kind of go back and see the full chapter list. So this tool that I'm building basically gives you a way to branch off. Or even if you ask ChatGPT to explain a subject and it gives you a word that you don't know, you can branch off into another conversation, keep that context, have whatever conversation you need to about the thing you didn't understand, and then actually similar to like Git, almost like merge the results kind of back into context without all the bloat in between. So that I'm pretty excited about. We'll kind of see where that goes, and then I'm looking at doing some online stuff. I'm down in North Carolina right now with some good friends that were from New York that moved down here. And he just started working for this company selling chemicals, and it seems like there's a pretty good opportunity to take them online. They have an online presence right now, so that will be something that I might be able to work on with him. I'm still exploring stuff within the AI logistics space. I mentioned in the first video that's an area where I have good background in kind of both sides of that, so I think it could be very promising there. I've been doing a lot of kind of market research to see where
problems are arising in the industry that could potentially be solved by AI.
Plan for weeks 4 to 6 is really to kind of just explore more of these business concepts that I've come up with. Look at the MVPs, look at the MVAs, minimum viable audiences, and really kind of hone in on something that could be a real long-term plan for me. So I'm really excited. I mean, you probably tell from my tone of this video, I'm a lot more upbeat than I was when I made that first one last month. I really feel like I have a passion and a spark back again, which I haven't had for probably 15 years since I launched Prodigy, which was the beverage company that my brother-in-law and I brought to market in 2009.
So if you made it this far through the video, thank you. If anything I said really resonated with you, I'd love to hear it. Drop it in the comments. I'll do my best to reply. I'm really especially looking to learn from founders, product leaders, guys in tech or girls. Anybody that is specialized in communications, AI, investors, if you're interested. I got 2 big things coming in AI that I think could be really interesting to you. Please feel free to reach out. Drop a comment, direct message me, look me up on LinkedIn. I'd love to talk, even if it's just to explore and see if we have any synergies.
So, yeah, that's really it for right now. I plan on doing these like once a month, maybe every couple of weeks once I get going. I wanted to give kind of business updates, kind of building in public, and hopefully it kind of finds the right people that can help me along the way. I need to find a founder or co-founder. That's one of the things that a lot of people have advised. Even if you can do it yourself, just having that co-founder helps to take some of the stresses away, and you have somebody to lean on, somebody to bounce ideas off. So I'm looking. If you're interested, feel free to reach out. Can't guarantee it, but maybe there's a synergy there.
All right, that's it for right now. I'll see you next month in episode 3.